Okay, now let's talk about The Fantastic, directed by Maya Blefeld. This is a documentary produced by Finland that is set in North and South Korea. The film shares the experience of exiled North Koreans watching smuggled Western fiction films and imagine how the world beyond their country could be. So, let me start, please. Let me start. Because
Go, go, go.
despite the fact that this film is quite long for the short, it's about like 30 minutes, and it's basically has the fixed visual, the fixed visual part. So you only see their some kind of landscape and city footage, and it's not even moving. The monologues is creating the atmosphere, and you have to listen first. You kind of separate yourself from the screen and going even deeper. That's what I like. When I watch it, I didn't even feel that it's 30 minutes or something, which is amazing. So definitely yes. Chiara, what do you think?
Yes, I'd like to connect with what you just said. The fact that you see the landscapes, but you do not see the faces of the people telling their own personal accounts. And I thought this obviously gave even more importance to their words and their story. And obviously it also protected the anonymity of these people who would get into trouble if their identity were to be revealed. And I thought that Maya Blefeld did an incredible job, almost worthy of an investigative reporter, because she's bringing up some very hot issues, and she does convey this eerie atmosphere thanks to this visual effect she is bringing to the silver screen. So obviously she is portraying for us a very important topic that pertains to the countries that we're focused upon right now. So North Korea, South Korea, but she's also bringing to light this idea of what is the fantastic. So it's a very beautiful parable of encountering the unknown and imagining possible realities, which is very universal. So I really like this aspect of the film.
Yeah, the good idea. And actually, this statement also works for North Korea. It's their perfect country as an idea, but geopolitically what's going on, how most of the countries think about the North Korea, but we actually don't know what's in the mind of people. Probably they have their fantasy about what is this country going to be in the future perspective. And this is also really strong metaphor for me. And I personally can relate myself with the story that people are speaking about, because when I was a kid, I still lived in the country that most of the people dreamed about Western society, about living in the United States. And most of that thing we learned from Western movies, from Hollywood movies. And I can't even imagine how these people feel when you basically can see some picture in your window, but in your head there's something brighter, something more exciting, and you wish to be there.
Yes, and well, obviously to you it's very personal because you were imagining a world beyond your city and by watching movies. In this case, it's so powerful because these North Koreans aren't even allowed to see these movies, and they have to smuggle them in, and they have no idea of what the world is like beyond North Korea, but they manage to gain a sort of idea thanks to the world of cinema. So once again, this obviously tells us what a powerful medium cinema is in showing the world as it is, the world as it could be, and possibly opening the minds of people all over the place.
Yeah, and also probably save people from depression, gives them some kind of hope, even despite the fact it can be a lie in the real life.
Yes, definitely. let's talk about Just a Guy, directed by Shoko Hara. This is an animation film produced in Germany about the love of three women for Richard Ramirez, the American serial killer, serial rapist, and burglar who was dubbed Night Stalker by the media. The film describes the fascination of Eva, Sarah, and Shoko for this death row inmate. So, Lana, I'll let you begin on this very, very serious topic.
Okay. Yeah, Kiara, you're right. The topic is too serious, but I was so amused with all this atmosphere. It's a little bit creepy, but it's definitely catch your attention, and you wonder what's gonna happen next and how they created their image of this monster of Richard during the meeting in the jail, and the voice of the main characters, especially Eva, it's so deep like this. And yeah, I like this idea going through the letters, what he wrote them. Yeah, and I know that even this guy was an American Horror Story. I mean, his story was an American Horror Story, so it's not of his first appearance. To be honest, I saw him in the final credits, and I didn't get the idea why girls really liked him, but different tastes, whatever. So what do you think?
Yes, what you last mentioned is very important because I think this is the core focus of the film. The way there are certain women who fall in love with these death sentence inmates who were terrible murderers, and they become almost groupies who fall in love with these serial killers who are almost comparable to rock stars, and they have committed ineffable atrocities. And this is very disquieting to try to understand what is going on in women's minds to be attracted to these kinds of men. And I thought that the filmmaker, Shoko Hara, was very brave because she is one of the three women portrayed in the story. So she is telling part of her perspective. And from a visual point of view, I also found very impressive the way there's this stop motion animation and also original news footage that blend within the storytelling. So we have multiple perspectives. We have the perspective of the murderer, of the victims, and of these women. So it was very, very well done, in my opinion.
Yeah, this movie reminds me the story of Pablo Escobar and how people was really they loved him despite the fact that he was a really bad guy. For me, it's not the Stockholm syndrome. It's something deeper. It's like you really enjoy this game with the guy who is really dangerous, and you want to get this adrenaline from that meeting. It's because as I got from the story, these three women, they had an idea who is he. Not only a killer, but deeply in his mind, who is he and how is he thinking about them. And if he is out of jail, what he's gonna do with all of these women. I think they recognize it, but still wanted to have this little bit game.
Yeah, I think it's like bringing a step further this fascination towards the bad boy. Here, these women are totally enchanted by a terribly despicable man. And personally, I can see we agree on not understanding the charm or fascination towards these kind of males, but there are women out there who do have this attraction, and this film tells definitely a story that is more about just a guy.
Yeah, that's right. And I have to mention that the way how they laugh at his way of writing letters, especially for Eva, she laughs at how he wrote letters for her. Like, oh my god, what are you doing? Oh, you're so stupid, and so on.
Yeah, they were quite also dirty letters in some bits.
Now, let's talk about Banality, directed by Balance Simoni. This is a film from Hungary that portrays the way terror attacks have become part of our daily existence and have almost become banal. Okay, Chiara, would you like to start?
Yes, sad truth, what you just introduced us to. And I think the filmmaker dissects with great lucidity the anatomy of a terror attack and how society, unfortunately, has very much become accustomed to this kind of news that we hear and see in the media. From a cinematic point of view, I think he portrays this brilliantly by using an uninterrupted long sequence shot without any digital tricks. It's just, it goes through the entire way and we see what happens in an ordinary terror attack. I read that Balcai Simoni was inspired by the 2013 Boston Marathon attack because he was there and he survived in that occasion. So it's very, it gives you goosebumps. And I think that it was so much a punch in the gut because it interweaved within the terror attack our mundane day-to-day tasks. We see how the mother leaves the child to the father and she goes off on her errands as if it were another ordinary day. But of course, it isn't. And this made it so raw and real. What do you think about this?
I will start with the visual part. It feels like you want to go a little bit closer. You feel that you're trapped in this visual situation. You want to go there. You want to see what's going on, but you can't.
You want to save them.
Yes, and this is the way how director is playing with you. No, this is the only way how you can watch this. I think the director tried to connect with the feeling that sometimes you can do basically nothing about terror. You can't change it. It's not in your hands to change something. And you're trapped in your body in this small screen and you try like this. I want to go there. Probably I can help. Please, mom, go back and save your child. But no, everything already happened.
You feel totally helpless. Yes, I think you really gave an idea of the atmosphere that this film sends to audiences, that you want to jump into the action and do something for these people, and but you can't. So it really gives the sensation of being hopeless within these terrible, terrible situations.
And it's probably at the same time it feels like when you see someone is trying to kill another person in the opposite house and you just staring in the window and you're afraid to do something. You're afraid even to call police because you feel like, do I have to do it?
You're frozen.
You're trapped. You're like, what do I have to do now? His guy is gonna kill this girl. What do I have to do now? It's the same feeling. You're far, but you're close at the same time.
Yes, I think you perfectly describe the feeling of what goes through a terror attack. This idea of being motionless and that you freeze. Every action is frozen, and this film Banality portrays it magnificently.
And so simple, charming in the way how simple it is. Like, this kind of stories is always huge with big production, gun scenes and so on. But now, it's simple, in one shot. And you're like, man, you did a great job, what I have to say. Yeah, this is the first phrase I had in my mind after finished watching this movie. Man, you did a great job.
An amazing job, yes. Let's talk about A Better You, directed by Eamon Murphy. This is a film from Ireland set in a dystopian neo-steampunk world. It tells the story of a shy young man who invests in a customizable carbon clone to help him win the girl of his dreams.
I like this guy. I have to say, I like this guy. He's so cute. Listen, he's so cute.
Okay, you tell me, why do you find him cute and the story cute and the way it is filmed cute?
Okay, first of all, it's really good production for the short film. Definitely, for 100%. Everything is beautiful. Cinematography is amazing. Color grading. Technically, no issues at all. It's 200%. Then I like the story. It's the future, post-punk, everything according to the tradition of the post-punk. And third, the guy's so cute. Yeah, to be honest, it's just a story about love and how you can be a better you, only be you, yourself. That's the main rule. That's why I like this story.
Okay, so yes, it's the old adage, just be yourself, and that is what wins in love, basically. And it's also about personal improvement, and that is also a very important topic. Obviously, another very relevant theme is how we try to emulate, to imitate the models that are imposed to us in society. So we're always striving to attain that impossible version of ourselves instead of just making a personal interior journey of self-improvement. And in terms of style, I also found it was interesting how there could be some correlations to Fritz Lang, to Metropolis. It was like a metropolis within the 21st century, the machine and man, the mind, the heart. And it was very intriguing in blending all of these elements. It's a fairy tale after all. It's a contemporary fairy tale.
So, do you like the final?
Of course I do, and of course it's like a universal message. If the girl shows interest, go get the girl. Very simple, right?
Yeah, I like the guy. He's so cute.
So cute, so cute.
Okay, then. Kawaii.